Okay, let's cover stimulus checks and the unemployment boost. It's now August 31st, and you're probably wondering if your state has been approved for Trump's $300 unemployment boost. As you also probably know, the unemployment boost funds are coming from FEMA, and we've had major storms and fires in our country this month. So will we have enough money to fund both? In this video, I'll answer all of these questions as quickly as possible and have a quick update on stimulus checks at the very end. Welcome back, guys. Please like the video if you like this content. Please subscribe. I'll be posting updates almost daily. So over 40 states have currently been approved for Trump's unemployment boost. If you look at the map on your screen, the dark green states have all been approved. That is great news because that is the majority of the country. So if you want to take a look around, find your state, that most likely includes you. Now, the light green states have either applied, are about to apply, or are in process of being approved. So overall, the majority of states should be approved soon. Now, as far as funds, this money is coming from the FEMA Disaster Relief Fund. Now, with the recent high demand with firestorms and hurricanes, there are a lot of questions as to whether or not there's enough money to fund both. Now, surprisingly, there's an article on CNN that states that yes, there is enough for both. To put it in perspective, the CARES Act gave FEMA $45 billion for disaster relief. Now, Trump is essentially taking all of that and using it for unemployment and still leaving an additional $25 billion in the disaster fund for actual hurricanes and fires and things of that nature. Now, just to put it in perspective, Hurricane Sandy, which was the fourth largest hurricane in the history of our nation, ended up costing $20 billion and was spent over several years. So in theory, $25 billion should be more than enough. And on top of that, at the end of September, Congress is set to vote on next year's budgets, and they could allocate more money to FEMA if needed. So overall, yes, there will be enough money for both, despite the fact that it did seem a little controversial to use this money for unemployment. Now, moving on to stimulus checks, we're still at a sticking point. Trump did bring good news this weekend, and he did compromise and say he'd be willing to spend $1.3 trillion on the overall stimulus package. Nancy Pelosi, however, immediately denied it and said that 2.2 is the lowest they'll go. Originally, Democrats proposed $3.4 trillion in the HEROES Act, and Republicans started at $1 trillion. So both sides have compromised a bit, but there is still a major gap between the Republicans' $1.3 trillion and Democrats' $2.2 trillion. On top of that, they are still on vacation for 2 more weeks, so we won't have any clarity probably until then. There is something that many people are not talking about, and that is the September shutdown. Now, I'm sure all of you have seen in years past how for some reason the government completely shuts down because Congress cannot compromise on the overall budget for the nation. Now, this is set to happen at the end of September. They need to vote on the overall budgets by the end of the month. And there are rumors that Pelosi is going to use this as leverage to get her stimulus package passed. Now, the reason for this is that Republicans do not want a shutdown. This would look really bad for Republicans, especially with Trump running for re-election. Guys, we've been through a pandemic, we've been through the unemployment crisis, and on top of that, the government might shut down. What do you guys think of that? Please let me know in the comments below. I honestly don't like it. They need to pass stimulus. The people need help. But this is a rumor that may or may not happen. With that said, we could have updates at any time. Please subscribe for more updates. Please like the video and post a comment below. It really encourages YouTube to share my videos with others. Thanks and have a great day.